Today we are going to talk about the Latron Prime, or to be more specific, the Incarnon Genesis version of the Latron Prime. Now, we're going to go over how you acquire it and even a build I have, okay? Firstly, how you acquire it. You need to do 2 to 3 things depending on. First of all, you need to have the Divide Paradox completed, so you'll have the circuit unlocked. Second of all, you need to have the Still Path unlocked. I have a whole guide on how to unlock it and everything. Feel free to check that out, link in the description below. And once you have both of those, you will want to click on the circuit, okay? We ignore these weekly because it rotates every week, but you will get to choose which adapter to which weapon do you want. And eventually, Latron will pop up. But that's not all. Then we move on to the next step. For the next step, you will have to make sure you have Angels of Zarmon quest completed, so you can go to the chrysalis on the Zarmon. Next, you will want to fast travel to Calavero and go to Evolve Incarnon Weapons. Find the weapon you wish to evolve, which in this case would be the Latron Prime. And once you have the Latron Prime, or Latron, technically you can, as you see here, evolve non-prime versions of weapons. But I definitely recommend installing them on either Prime or Prisma versions of weapons, such as I did here with the Latron. And then once you have it installed and everything, bada bing, bada boom. Now it's worth noting that you will need to unlock these by completing challenges, just like normal Incarnon weapons. And it's also worth noting that you will need some resources, not necessarily these resources. It differs from weapon to weapon, but you will need some resources in order to properly do this. And these resources are only gotten in the Very, so you will have to play some Divide Paradox. Now, with that said, the workaround is if you have some extra platinum to spend, you can actually technically buy these Incarnon adapters, and so they come with certain resources. If you pay attention to the resources they come with, you might be able to use those on other adapters, but I don't recommend this method. It's pretty expensive, and yeah. As for the build, it's an incomplete build right now. I plan on putting the mod Hunter Munitions here, but I'm a little bit format short, so I might actually have to format this again. As you can see, it's a 6 format build, so I can have everything like this. This ribbon, this is what it is. It's not a super big ribbon, but it's a very good ribbon. I like it. And then we have Galvanite Chamber. You know, I just wanted to make sure it could handle up to double tap before you ask. Yes, was fixed. Now it should work properly with its Incarnon form. And these are the upgrades I decided to go with. I personally picked negative zoom because I'm not a big fan of the zoom, but that's just me. Now I'm going to tell you right now up front that the Latron Prime Incarnon Genesis does have the same flaw as a regular Incarnon. And that is that you have to charge it up with critical hits. Or rather, headshots, not just critical hits. They have to be headshots, not just crit hits. But once you have it charged up, you can change it to its incarnate form, and it becomes a sort of AoE weapon that stuff bounce off the train and whatnot. It's actually a pretty fun AoE weapon, if I'm being perfectly honest. Is it the most useful in the world? Maybe. It really depends on your area, honestly. But it is a fun AoE weapon. It's actually a lot more fun in survival or interception or anything that enemies would, group up for, because of the fact that the AoE thing is so good. In fact, it's so good that I'm inclined to believe an old conspiracy theory about the reason AoE weapons. You know what? That's a story for another time. If you want to hear all about it, let me know comment section below. But until then, I digress. I'm going to end it off here. Hopefully you guys found this helpful in some way, shape, or form. Let me know if this makes you want to get the Latron Incarnon Genesis. Like I said, you can use the adapter on the normal Latron, but I personally recommend waiting till you get the Latron Prime. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.